Welcome to Easy English Listening. In this session, we focus on work and study in everyday life. You will listen to clear and practical sentences about tasks, learning, and daily responsibilities. Work and study are part of our routine. We do them step by step, one task at a time. Listen carefully and repeat each sentence at a comfortable speed. Stay relaxed and keep your focus simple. Let's begin. I usually start my workday by checking my main tasks. I usually start my workday by checking my main tasks. I like to know what I need to focus on first. I like to know what I need to focus on first. I take a moment to organize my thoughts before working. I take a moment to organize my thoughts before working. A clear plan helps me feel more confident. A clear plan helps me feel more confident. I prefer doing important tasks when my mind is fresh. I prefer doing important tasks when my mind is fresh. I sit down comfortably before opening my laptop. I sit down comfortably before opening my laptop. I adjust my posture to avoid feeling tired too soon. I adjust my posture to avoid feeling tired too soon. I keep my workspace clean and simple. I keep my workspace clean and simple. A tidy desk helps me concentrate better. A tidy desk helps me concentrate better. I remove distractions before I begin working. I remove distractions before I begin working. I check my emails carefully but not too often. I check my emails carefully but not too often. I reply to important messages one by one. I reply to important messages one by one. I try not to rush when reading instructions. I try not to rush when reading instructions. I like to understand tasks clearly before starting. I like to understand tasks clearly before starting. This helps me avoid mistakes later. This helps me avoid mistakes later. I work step by step instead of doing everything at once. I work step by step instead of doing everything at once. Breaking tasks into small parts feels easier. Breaking tasks into small parts feels easier. I feel less stressed when I take things slowly. I feel less stressed when I take things slowly. I focus on one task at a time. I focus on one task at a time. Multitasking often makes me feel overwhelmed. Multitasking often makes me feel overwhelmed. When I feel stuck, I take a short pause. When I feel stuck, I take a short pause. I breathe deeply and relax my shoulders. I breathe deeply and relax my shoulders. A short break helps my mind reset. A short break helps my mind reset. After resting, I can think more clearly. After resting, I can think more clearly. I return to work with better focus. I return to work with better focus. I often write notes to remember important ideas. I often write notes to remember important ideas. Writing helps me organize my thoughts. Writing helps me organize my thoughts. I review my notes before moving forward. I review my notes before moving forward. This makes my work more efficient. This makes my work more efficient. I feel more prepared when I stay organized. I feel more prepared when I stay organized. I study new information carefully and patiently. I study new information carefully and patiently. I do not try to memorize everything at once. I do not try to memorize everything at once. Understanding the idea is more important to me. Understanding the idea is more important to me. I read slowly and repeat key points. I read slowly and repeat key points. This helps the information stay in my mind longer. This helps the information stay in my mind longer. I like learning through practice and examples. I like learning through practice and examples. Using new knowledge makes it easier to remember. Using new knowledge makes it easier to remember. I learn better when I apply what I study. I learn better when I apply what I study. Mistakes help me learn and improve. Mistakes help me learn and improve. I remind myself that progress takes time. I remind myself that progress takes time. I sometimes feel tired during work or study. I sometimes feel tired during work or study. When that happens, I stretch my body gently. When that happens, I stretch my body gently. Moving a little helps wake me up. Moving a little helps wake me up. I drink some water to stay refreshed. I drink some water to stay refreshed. Small actions help me keep going. Small actions help me keep going. I try to manage my time wisely each day. I try to manage my time wisely each day. I set realistic goals for my work and study. I set realistic goals for my work and study. Doing too much at once makes me tired. Doing too much at once makes me tired. I prefer steady progress over fast results. I prefer steady progress over fast results. Consistency matters more than speed. Consistency matters more than speed. I review my work before finishing a task. I review my work before finishing a task. Checking details helps me feel confident. Checking details helps me feel confident. I correct small mistakes when I find them. I correct small mistakes when I find them. This helps improve the quality of my work. This helps improve the quality of my work. I feel proud when I do my best. I feel proud when I do my best. I stay patient when things do not go as planned. I stay patient when things do not go as planned. Challenges are part of learning and working. Challenges are part of learning and working. I remind myself to stay calm. I remind myself to stay calm. Stress does not help me work better. Stress does not help me work better. A calm mind helps me solve problems. A calm mind helps me solve problems. I like working in a quiet environment. I like working in a quiet environment. Too much noise makes it hard to focus. Too much noise makes it hard to focus. Soft background sounds sometimes help me concentrate. Soft background sounds sometimes help me concentrate. I choose what works best for me. I choose what works best for me. Everyone has a different working style. Everyone has a different working style. I set boundaries to protect my study time. I set boundaries to protect my study time. I avoid checking my phone too often. I avoid checking my phone too often. Notifications can break my concentration. Notifications can break my concentration. I try to stay present with my task. I try to stay present with my task. Focus helps me finish work faster. Focus helps me finish work faster. I take short breaks to avoid burnout. I take short breaks to avoid burnout. Resting helps me maintain energy. Resting helps me maintain energy. I listen to my body and mind. I listen to my body and mind. Pushing too hard makes me less productive. Pushing too hard makes me less productive. Balance is important in work and study. Balance is important in work and study. I reflect on what I learned after studying. I reflect on what I learned after studying. Thinking back helps me understand better. Thinking back helps me understand better. I ask myself what I can improve. I ask myself what I can improve. Self-reflection helps me grow. Self-reflection helps me grow. Learning is a continuous process. Learning is a continuous process. I sometimes study alone to stay focused. I sometimes study alone to stay focused. Other times I enjoy learning with others. Other times I enjoy learning with others. Different methods help me learn better. Different methods help me learn better. I stay open to new ways of studying. I stay open to new ways of studying. Flexibility helps me adapt. Flexibility helps me adapt. I end my work session by reviewing my progress. I end my work session by reviewing my progress. I note what I completed today. I note what I completed today. I also note what needs to be done next. I also note what needs to be done next. This helps me feel prepared for tomorrow. This helps me feel prepared for tomorrow. Ending the day with clarity feels good. Ending the day with clarity feels good. I allow myself to rest after working hard. I allow myself to rest after working hard. Rest is part of being productive. Rest is part of being productive. I let my mind relax in the evening. I let my mind relax in the evening. This helps me recover for the next day. This helps me recover for the next day. A balanced routine supports long-term success. A balanced routine supports long-term success. You have completed this listening practice. Work and study take time and patience. Small effort each day helps build steady progress. You can return to this practice anytime you need to refocus. Thank you for practicing with easy English listening. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep moving forward. See you next time.